Hey YouTube, it's Fraxon. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I learned to flip reset in just 3 days. To do this challenge, I knew I wanted to start with a training pack, but I couldn't find one I liked, so I made one of my own. I will also put the code in the description. For day 1, this was my first attempt. For my first attempt, I really didn't think it was all that bad, but then my second attempt, I started doing not even the right shot. I continued to keep trying. I eventually started being able to get a flip reset off of him consistently, and eventually I was able to hit this.
Okay. I don't know if that counts.
I was really on the fence of whether or not that counted because yes, I did hit the flip reset, but it wasn't very clean and I wasn't intentionally going for the double tap. So I ended up going for another one and hopefully it would be cleaner. After doing whatever that was, I ended up feeling more confident and I did this. Although it did go in, it just wasn't clean enough for how I wanted it to be. Since that one wasn't clean enough, I ended up keep trying and I felt more consistent. I kept getting the flip resets over and over again until I finally hit this.
That's one. There we go.
I did it. I had finally hit one flip reset that was actually somewhat clean and feasible in a real match.
Yeah, we'll take that. That counts.
Not really. But, so moving on to the next shot. Here's my first attempt. It wasn't a bad first attempt, but I was really struggling with how to get that first touch to line it up to get the flip reset perfectly. I started to get the hang of it and I almost hit this.
But
And then I accidentally hit a double tap.
it's not even the shot.
I was really on the fence about letting this one count, but I think it was clean enough, and I think it would probably work in a real match. So I let it count.
Yeah, I would say that counts.
After hitting that one, I started to feel more confident, even more than I already was. So on to shot 3, this was my first attempt. Really not a bad first attempt, I even almost got a pogo out of it. Now I don't know why, but this spot really felt comfortable, but very inconsistent. I kept finding myself not getting the flip reset, but then I finally hit this one. But of course my ego was really big with this shot.
No, I want it cleaner than that.
So I continued trying, and I kid you not, I even hit this the very next shot.
There we go. That was clean. Yeah, I like that one.
And now we were on to shot number 4. This was my first attempt. For this one, I understood how to kind of get the first touch, but it was really lining up the flip reset with the goal. It was the hard part for me. I ended up getting really close a couple of times. I had been trying for so long with this shot that I'd let anything count.
I don't even know what that was.
No, I'm just playing. I had to make it clean. Ish.
Okay, we're counting that. We're counting that. It's not the cleanest, but we'll count it.
Now with the training done for the day, I decided it would be best to hop in a casual 1v1. I started off the 1v1 not really knowing how I wanted to try to make this happen or how I was even going to get the chance to set it up, so I just immediately went for a setup and hoped for the best. This was my first attempt in the game. It was really terrible, but I had decent car placement. I got lucky to the point where the enemy decided to do a freestyle 1v1 with me and he was trying to do ceiling pinches. So I took that with gratitude and tried my best. And this is my shot attempt number 2 of the game. Now surprisingly, it actually was pretty close.
That was close.
My opponent kept trying to do ceiling pinches, which were looking kind of not accurate at all, but I would take it. This would be my 3rd attempt of the game. I don't even know how a flip reset turned into an attempt of a double tap, but yeah. Now he continued to keep trying to do ceiling pinches and failing. This would be my 4th attempt in the game. Yes, I know. I don't know why. It was another double tap attempt. I don't know. Now this time the opponent changed it up and tried to do a flip reset musty flick, and I saved it. I don't really know if I was supposed to. I don't know how freestyle 1v1s work. But this would be my 5th attempt in the game. Absolutely terrible, garbage even, but at least we were doing the flip reset attempts. And he went back to ceiling pinches. Don't know why. But immediately, straight into my 6th attempt of the game. And despite his best efforts to try to defend it, I actually hit it.
Oh my god, I hit it. Oh my god, I actually hit it.
I was completely starstruck. I couldn't even believe that I actually hit it.
That was cool.
After hitting that first flip reset, which felt very euphoric, he went for a ground pinch, which I saved. As again, I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know how these freestyle 1v1s work. But straight into my 7th attempt. Yeah, it was a miss. But I still had that confidence from the last flip reset, which I felt great about. He immediately went into whatever that shot was. I have no idea, to be honest. But took me immediately into my 8th attempt. Not really great car positioning, I think, was the cause of that. But it's fine. He ended up going for a Cuxer pinch. And with the minute left, I decided to go for a Cuxer pinch of my own, which didn't really go that well at all. But it's fine. So his next shot ended up being another ceiling pinch, which I don't know why he's trying to do that because it hasn't really been working. But here's my 9th shot attempt, which wasn't good at all. Yep, he went in for another ceiling pinch, even though they haven't been working at all. Don't know why. But here goes one of my last attempts of the game. It looked really clean, but then he ended up dribbling around the field for a while. Don't know why. Thought he would score so he can keep going, but he didn't. Going into day 2, I felt really good, and this was my 1st attempt. Yes, you saw that right. A bar down flip reset on the 1st attempt of the day. I couldn't believe it. I was feeling really good and very excited about this. I had high hopes for the training today. The difference between day 1 and day 2 is that I wanted to hit 2 flip resets on each shot for representing day 2 instead of just 1 like I did on day 1. And I did exactly that by hitting another flip reset. I was really starting to steamroll this day 2. I was feeling really good. On to shot number 2. This was my 1st attempt. It was pretty close. I felt really good, so I kept going. I was struggling with the placement of my car for a little bit, but then I ended up hitting my first flip reset for this shot. Now that I hit the first flip reset for the second shot, now it's time to hit another one. This setup looked so pretty, but I flopped it at the end. I kept getting really close until I finally hit it. Yes, I know it wasn't the cleanest, but I liked that it was bottom right corner. On to shot number 3, first attempt. It was a really close first attempt, but come to find out, this apparently is my sweet spot and I hit this the very next shot. I don't know what happened today, but I was just really feeling good. Everything was clicking. Everything from the previous day was traversing over to today. Now it's time to hit the second shot. For the first attempt of the second flip reset, I almost hit a flip reset musty. I hit a couple close ones, but nothing that I found clean, and I kept kind of struggling with the flip reset. I wanted it to be super clean and not something that was just by chance. Then I ended up hitting this. I thought this shot was nice because it felt like I had good car control and actually knew how to hold my flip reset and when to hit the ball and where the ball was going to be. On to shot number 4, which was the last shot of the day. This is my first attempt. Honestly, not great. And I was kind of struggling with this shot. I couldn't really understand why. I always felt comfortable on the right wall, but then I ended up hitting this. Now that I had scored the first flip reset, now I have to hit one more, and then the day of training is over. I continued to struggle for a little while longer. I was getting the flip reset and some of the first touches, but I just couldn't really link it together. But then I finally hit this. I know it wasn't the cleanest, but I had been going at this specific shot for a little while, more than I would like to, and I just called it and called it a day. Moving on to day 3. This will be the final day of the training, and I have to hit 3 flip resets for each shot. This was my first attempt. I ended up hitting a flip reset double tap, which looked pretty clean. After that, I started hitting like some wave dash resets, some front flip, back flip things, but then I finally hit the shot again. This is around the time that I found out by watching a video that if you hold the brake button when you hit the flip reset, you stay closer to the ball, which is something that a bunch of the pros do, which I didn't know, which really ended up helping me out later in this video. With that, we finally finished the shot number 1. Now it's on to shot number 2. This was my first attempt for shot number 2. I don't even know what I was thinking. Would have been cool if I hit it though. I hit the crossbar a couple times, but then I ended up getting this one. I wanted to take this time to apologize to everyone watching. I lost the clips. They got corrupted or lost somehow for day 3, the rest of day 3's training. But I promise you I did finish them. And these are clips from the games. I ended up hitting a flip reset, as you just saw, in a competitive 2v2 game, Champ 2. And honestly, that's a win in my book. Like, I actually hit it in a real game. And I know it looked like it wasn't going in, but I feel like it would have hit the sidebar if nobody was there. And my car control overall has improved. I also hit my first ever redirect in game, also in a ranked match. So I hope you liked the video. Subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on those post notifications if you want to see more videos just like this one, but better. Have a good day.